On today's episode of the Bowser Journal, we're going to give you the farm tour. It's been a while since we've given you one. We've done a lot over the last couple months, so come with us.
Come on.
And see what we've done. So today's video we've broken into 3 different sections. We're going to talk about the gardens, the livestock, and the fowl that we added to our farm.
One addition we made this year was adding new beds. We added 7 new beds, raised beds. We did raised beds here in Florida because we have really sandy soil, and it's much easier to control the nutrients in the water that's in a raised bed in good soil with compost. So this is our pepper, cucumber, and bean garden. We refer to it as our trellis garden because my husband put in this amazing trellis so that the cucumbers can actually climb up over and beans can climb over. It'll create shade in the summer, and you'll be able to pick the beans and cucumbers right from the top of the trellis. Everything's doing really well. Peppers won't really start maturing until probably mid to late summer and into the fall, but they are in the ground and they're starting to grow really well. We're already harvesting our beans. They're loaded down with beans. We've gotten a couple of big batches, made some new recipes, dilly beans, check it out. We'll leave a recipe in the comments below. They are delicious. Another addition that we made this year was interdispersing our flowers in the garden. There's a couple of benefits of that. The first one is I just love the flowers and they make me happy when I come out in the morning and see them. They just make me really happy when I come out in the morning. The lighting's perfect on them and my zinnias are beautiful. My favorite patch of zinnias is actually in this garden. They're loaded down with blooms right now. And the second reason for planting flowers within your garden is it attracts the beneficial pollinators. It attracts bees and butterflies. So not only do we get the visual effect of actually seeing those in our garden, we get the effect of them pollinating more of our blooms on our vegetables as well. The third reason to have flowers interdispersed is some flowers like marigolds, calendula. Actually, marigolds will deter some of the common pests that plague your garden because the scent of them is stronger than the scent that's put off by the vegetables, especially if you're pruning, that'll put off like a plant pheromone, and the scent in the marigold or onions, which we also disperse throughout our garden, that helps to ward off those. Other plants like calendula, and I think nasturtium is another one. I'm not positive on that, but there are some flowers that will actually attract the bad pest, so you'd rather the flowers get the pest than your garden. One last thing that I planted throughout my trellis garden are sunflowers, and they are just starting to form the bloom on the top. So here in a couple weeks we should have sunflowers all throughout our trellis gardens. I planted them here so that we can support them with the trellis so they don't fall over in the wind.
Hopefully the squirrels don't eat them this time.
I know. Last year we planted some down in the bottom garden, and as soon as they bloomed and they were beautiful, the squirrels or raccoons came. We think it's the squirrels. They came and actually stole the entire tops off of the plants. So we went out and all of our sunflowers had been beheaded. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year.
We added 7 new raised garden beds. You see 4 of them behind us. We'll show you the other ones in just a minute. We prefer raised garden beds for where we live because that gives us the best results. And you can't argue with the growing results, as Barbie told you. They're pretty simple to make. They're made out of just corrugated metal roofing, 2x4s, and fence posts. Or not fence posting, but the covers for making fences. We found these at a scrap lumber yard, about 100 of them for, I don't know, $50 or something like that. Can't argue with that. Took us a couple weekends to build it, not because they're so complicated, but because we only worked on it a few hours each night. We're getting ready to add the watering system to it. We prefer drip irrigation over traditional sprayers. So we're going to make a video when we do that so you know how to do that. It's pretty simple with polytubing and the fittings.
As you can tell, my hair's already getting wet and it's kind of doing this little flip. It's only 10:30 and it's already 82 degrees and very humid here in Florida. But the plants seem to like it. So we're standing now in our zone A, which is right outside our back deck. We've planted herbs in the shade. They get dappled light throughout the day and a little bit of sunlight or direct sunlight, but not much. They seem to grow a lot better. It's an experiment this year. If it works, we're going to put in regular beds. We also planted our tomatoes, and I was a little hesitant about planting tomatoes right outside my back door because toward the end of the summer they do get a little fried looking here in Florida. They get dry, they start looking ugly, but they're still producing or still ripening, so we definitely don't want to pull them up at that time. However, this seems to be the best and only place that they will grow in our yard. So we have them outside the back door and they look beautiful right now. They're in full bloom. We probably have over, I think the last time I counted a few days ago was over 40 tomatoes on the vine, and there's probably 50 more blooms already, and they're growing up the trellises. As you can see, our herbs are doing really well in the shade here. However, I'm not going to go into all the herbs that we've planted yet, but we will be doing a video later, probably in a month or so, that tells about all the medicinal and nutritional value of the herbs that we grow here at Bowser Ranch. Another thing we're experimenting with is this vertical tower that we have. It's from Greenstock. We found out about it both Roots and Refuge and Arms Family Homestead. There are two other YouTube channels that we follow. They both have them, and actually Arms Family Homestead has a discount right now, so if you're interested, we'll put the link to their discount down here and go check them out. They're an affiliate with Greenstock right now. But we were able to put it's on wheels, and we were able to put it in the shade right now because we're trying to grow our lettuces. Lettuces tend to bolt really quick in the Florida heat, so we're thinking that if we can keep them in the shade, experimenting to see how they work. We can always move it around if they need more sun, or move it in and out of places as the sun goes throughout the day. Another area that we are experimenting with is still under works. Under these row covers, we have another set of greens that, like I said, they're not very heat tolerant. So we're trying to grow them there, and we're actually have ordered and received a sunshade that we're going to put over. It's going to help shade the plants and us when we're in the pool. We're going to see between those two which one does better. And we even have a third option. We're growing lettuce inside under our grow lights. So we'll see which one works the best during the heat. I really can't wait till the fall gets here again, because then we'll be able to plant everything out in the normal gardens and have lots of lettuce and salad to eat.
We also added to our hot pepper garden. As you probably remember, we grew ghost peppers last year and grew an abundance of them. So we added more ghost peppers, and we also added Carolina Reapers to our mix this year. As part of the beautification process around the farm, we had to find a way to cover up all of our pots and stuff like that. So we built a garden shed, garden screen made out of the same materials that we built the raised beds out of. We have also added a whole bunch of birds to our property. We've added meat birds. We had 35 Cornish crosses, but we already grew them and harvested them. They're in our freezer now. And we also added some new layers to our batch, and another guard goose. This time it's a male. So the male guard goose is Jasper. If you follow our Instagram channel, you'll see him there. He is a favorite that my wife loves to take pictures of. But we have 5 different breeds of chickens. We have, let's see if I can remember them all: Rhode Island Reds, Buff Orpingtons, Easter Eggers, Cucamarons, and Silver Wyandottes. We have a colorful batch of chickens now. At one point we had 67 animals on the property around Christmas to New Year's. We're now down to 37. And so we'll probably stay 37 for a while until we add more animals later. Once these chickens start laying in a few months, because we're not going to consume 20 eggs a day, we do plan on selling them.
Do you remember their names that we named them?
Rosie.
Wait, so the Rhode Island Red is?
Rosie.
The Silver Wyandotte?
Selena.
Stella.
Stella's got a groove back.
The Cucamarons?
Charlie.
Cleo. The Easter Eggers?
Ethel.
Baby. Think cars.
Edsel.
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
And the Buff Orpingtons.
Bocephus?
Birdie.
Birdie. Let's go look at the hooved animals that we've added. We have also added 2 pigs. They are Yorkshire Hereford mix. We have 2 of them. One is Queen Elizabeth, the other is Queen Mary.
Mary Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots. We watched that episode on HBO or whatever channel it was. We're raising them for meat. They are about 170 pounds right now, so they're almost close to their harvest weight. We were going to keep one, but we did a cost analysis on how much it would cost to keep a pig for a year for producing, and it's cheaper just to buy a new pig every spring. So that's what we're going to be doing with these guys. We have their own little area that we built out for them, but then we also let them in this area to help root up and clean up stuff, and they have more place to run and play and explore. I've found that pigs are actually pretty fun. They're actually kind of like dogs. They're fun and they like to run,
They love to play.
Love to play, like to make snorting sounds. They're pretty spunky. We just got them so they're used to us and let us pet them now. And Nico's jealous because I'm petting them right now. Right, baby girl? Oh, they're good girls. Good girls. Yeah.
As you know, we have 3 girls. One's hiding over there right now. 3 girl goats. 2 of them have had babies, and Chica, who is hiding, gave birth to Noelle. Noelle's now of breeding age. None of our goats are in milk right now, and we really miss our goat milk and our goat cheese. So we decided we needed a buck on property. So this is Odin. He was added about a month ago, and he's younger than they are, which is why he's smaller right now, but he's still doing the job. We believe that 2 of them, maybe 3, are bred. We won't know for sure, until September, but 2 of them appear not to be going into heat anymore, so we do believe that they are bred. So we called him Odin because of his haircut. He has the beard and the little flip and the mohawk. Kind of reminds us of Vikings or like Norse, type gods and stuff. So we called him Odin after Odin the Allfather, since he's going to father all of the baby kids on our farm. Now let's go take a look at the rabbits.
We've also added 3 rabbits to our farm. Now you're probably looking at this and say, Chuck, I see more than 3. I know, one of them had babies. And 2 of those survived from those babies, a male and a female. And we're keeping the male. We're not sure about the female yet. She might be a future breeder. We might be retiring one of our other female breeders.
So this is Arthur. He's one of our original males. Next to him is Buckminster, or Buck for short. He is one of the babies of one of our original breeders, Annabelle. She's a very good mom. And then this is her daughter. Next to her, Callie, which we think we're going to keep as a breeder in the future. And then down here is one of our original bunnies, Becca. She's not a very good mom. She's had 2 litters now, very small litters, and they've all died because she's had them outside the cage. So we're thinking we're going to have to retire her. Here's another addition we made to our homestead this year. We have 2 barn cats. This is Louise. We're getting some fresh water from there. I think taking a nap. Hi, Miss Thelma. Our barn cat's jobs are to make sure that they keep the farm free of rodents. You rest up. You got a job to do tonight.
Of course, we still have Jenny and the 4 ducks, Angel and...
The angels, the 3, Charlie's angels, Chuck's angels.
And what was the other
and
one?
Ethel.
And Ethel. They're still around. They're still having fun, still giving us eggs on a consistent basis.
We still watch them in the pond all the time.
And Jenny's laying eggs right now. Goose don't lay eggs year round, so she's laying eggs right now, so we get goose eggs.
Unfortunately, we don't think, or Jenny doesn't think, that the relationship with George the goose is going to work, since it's a long distance relationship. So we're hoping next spring Jasper will be grown and we can let the 2 of them have some baby geese.
Baby geese. So that's our tour. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about anything you've seen, put it in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and hit the the bell notification, all that fun stuff.
And we have taken a little bit of a short break from YouTube with everything that was going on with work and COVID and all of that. So we're going to start posting. Our goal is to post 2 videos a week, so make sure you stay tuned.
Get back on track. So yes, and send this to anybody who you think might like homesteading.
Until then, live your own story.
Hey, that's my line.